A few days before Yahushua's death, some of the disciples asked him to tell them about the end of the world. This conversation, as recorded in Matthew 24 and Mark 13, contains a clear warning. This curiously worded admonition is recorded virtually word for word in both Matthew and Mark. It has puzzled many people throughout time for its reference to something called the abomination of desolation. Therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing in the holy place, whoever reads, let him understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let him who is on the housetop not go down to take anything out of his house. And let him who is in the field not go back to get his clothes. But woe to those who are pregnant, and to those who are nursing babies in those days. The urgency in this warning is extreme. When Yahuwah's people see whatever it will be happen, they are to flee immediately. There is to be no delay. If you are on the roof of your house, do not go back inside to gather anything up. Go. If you are plowing in the midst of a field, do not turn back to grab your jacket. Run. The extreme difficulty of life at that time is well summed up by the dire prediction, but woe to those who are pregnant, and to those who are nursing babies in those days. And unless those days were shortened, no flesh would be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days will be shortened. Whatever the abomination of desolation is, it presents grave danger to Yahuwah's people. The Savior wanted all to be on guard against this menace and flee at once when it was seen. To understand what this abomination is, it is necessary to go to Daniel. Both Matthew and Mark refer to Daniel's prophecies as the key to understanding Yahushua's warning. Mark wrote, "But when ye shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing where it ought not, let him that readeth understand, then let them that be in Judea flee." To give further emphasis to the instruction to find the meaning of the phrase in Daniel, both Mark and Matthew state, "He that reads, let him understand." The specific phrase, "abomination that maketh desolate," is used twice in Daniel. "He shall be grieved and return, and have indignation against the holy covenant. So shall he do. He shall even return and have intelligence with them that forsake the holy covenant. And arms shall stand on his part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice, and they shall place the abomination that maketh desolate. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days." The translators of the King James Version added the word sacrifice after the word daily, but it is not there in the original Hebrew. The word daily means continuous, without interruption. The English word abomination comes from the Hebrew shikutz, It means disgusting, that is, filthy, especially idolatrous or concerning an idol. Abominable filth, detestable thing. Desolation in ancient Hebrew was shamin. It means to stun or grow numb, that is, devastate or stupefy, make amazed, be astonished, be destitute, destroy, make or lay waste. It is significant the word abomination refers to idolatry. Thus, the abomination of desolation deals with the issue of worship, specifically false worship of a counterfeit God. A prominent principle of Satan's kingdom is force. Those who Satan cannot deceive, he attempts to coerce. In the final confrontation between the kingdom of heaven and the forces of darkness, a compelling power will be brought to bear upon all who would stand loyal to heaven. Such a confrontation is given in the book of Revelation, an open book which expounds upon the long sealed prophecies of Daniel. He had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. To speak is to pass legislation. To cause is to have the power to enforce that legislation. This legislation will demand conformity to Satan's kingdom. All who refuse to worship will be deemed worthy of death. The abomination of desolation is a legislative act which compels the conscience, on pain of death, to submit, acknowledge, or otherwise show allegiance to any false system of worship, thus allowing Satan dominion in the soul. The danger to Yahuwah's people is further underscored by the Savior's admonition directly following his reference to the abomination of desolation. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
Flight. Hebrew translation of the word flight. Flight, escape. Escape can be translated like so. But pray ye that your escape be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Matthew 24:20-21, King James Version. Matthew 24:15-18. Therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place, whoever reads, let him understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let him who is on the housetop not go down to take anything out of his house, and let him who is in the field not go back to get his clothes. Revelation 13:16-17. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Revelation 14:11. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up for ever and ever, and they have no rest, day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So taking the mark is not an option, because you will spend an eternity in hell if you do. So in summary, guys, when we see the abomination of desolation, that is our sign to run, to flee, to escape. That literally means that whatever you are doing, whether you're working or you're with your family or you're doing this, that, the other or whatever, you instantly drop it and you run. You drop everything. This is an actual action, it's a doing. When we see the abomination of desolation, you and me as Christians, we run, okay? If we're on the rooftops, we don't go down to collect our things. If we're in the field, we do not turn back. You run, you leave everything where it is and you go, okay? You flee. And you can't take the mark of the beast or his name or number, okay? Because if you do, we'll spend eternity in hell. And he's going to cause everybody worldwide to receive this mark, and you won't be able to buy or sell. So you're going to be forced homeless. Okay, you are going to be forced homeless. This is coming. This is scriptural. Okay, and that's why we're being called to prepare now. Okay, so that when we see the abomination of desolation, we flee. Your next question may be, where do we flee to?
Coming on the clouds with fire, the whole earth shakes, the whole earth shakes, yeah. I see his love and mercy, washing over all I see. People sleep, people sleep. I see the revival staring as we pray and see on our knees. We're on our knees. Hosanna, Hosanna.